Welcome this evening to DOFUS Live on Twitch. I'm your host Izmar, and I'm here with our most esteemed lead game designer for DOFUS, Lichen.
Hello.
I'm so glad that you could make it tonight.
Me too.
This is the first time that you and I are doing a live stream together.
Yes.
Although we have done a couple of English Q&As together.
Yes.
So I know that all of our wonderful Twitch viewers out there are going to be very nice to my wonderful colleague who is taking extra time out of his day to be with us in English.
I will try to do my best.
Don't worry, I'm sure that it's going to be great. All right, let me just fix this the game thing here because I had to restart the game, and so I messed it up a little bit. Sorry. Let me just recapture it. Nope, that's the camera. Why is that the camera? It says DOFUS game. Oh my gosh. What did Pharrell do to this? Here we go. Nope, wrong one. There it is. Ah, super. Okay. So we're just going to dive right in with the community challenges because we're going to be walking you through a bunch of the newest features in the DOFUS 2.34 update, which is called Rise to the Challenge. So very fittingly, we're going to start with the community challenges.
Let's go.
All right. So unfortunately, the interface is still in French on the local server, but don't worry, we're going to walk you through the steps one by one, and we'll show you exactly how everything works. So the first thing you have to do, of course, if you want to set up a community challenge, is you have to find yourself a monster that you want to challenge other people to fight, right? All right, let's start with, do you have a suggestion? Do you have a favorite monster?
The Royal Gobble?
Oh, yeah.
King Gobble? I don't know.
Classic. The Royal Gobble.
The Royal Gobble.
Ah, yes. So as you can see,
you can use quite all the monsters and bosses from the game, but you can't choose the special one like arc monsters.
Yes, the arch monsters, yes.
And the monster you can find in quests, you can use those monsters because we only focus on monster you can find easily in the game.
Yes, that makes sense. You don't want to challenge anyone to have to go through an entire series of quests just to get to one monster. All right, well, let's pick the Royal Gobble, because classics. All right, so next we have, I believe this is the prize. Am I correct?
Yes, the prize pool.
Yes. The basic amount that you, as the person who is creating the challenge, is going to offer to the people or person who wins. So, for example, I can put in, let's make it a pretty good one here. Let's see, I think I've got this many commas.
Do you have enough comma?
I think I do. I think, one more zero.
Yeah!
Yeah!
You're rich!
I am. At least on this server. So, if I wanted to set this as a prize for defeating the Royal Gobble, I could set it so that just one person could win this prize.
Yes. Exactly.
Or I could set it so that more than one person could win this prize, and if that's the case, then all of the winners would split it between themselves, right? Now, this is the really interesting part, I thought, because this is the cost for accepting the challenge, right?
Exactly, for participating.
Right. So if I wanted to try to make some money off of this challenge, for example...
Because you want more money.
Of course. I mean, I have 5 million commas, but you can always have more. I would put in a cost for this, right?
Yes.
Let's see, let's say, so 50,000.
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
That seems fair.
Yeah, exactly.
But we need to perhaps explain that when you accept a challenge, you have to pay this fee, this tax.
Yes.
But if you win the challenge, you will get back this amount of money.
Yeah.
So you only have to really pay this money if you don't succeed to.
Oh, right on. So you will get your money back plus whatever amount of the prize pool that you've won.
So when you want to create a challenge, a community challenge, you can ask for a big cost for subscribing. because you can have a fee higher than the prize pool
Oh,
if you want, because if you create a very easy challenge, you may provide a small prize pool, a big tax for participating, because people will be like, okay, I I must win this challenge, so I'm okay to pay a large amount, because I will for sure get it back after.
That's a good idea.
So it's everything about risk versus reward.
I like that. So let's actually bump up our prize here, and let's say that you have to be 50 million.
I think nobody will accept.
Oh, but it's the Royal Gobble, right?
Yes, but if it's too high, not a lot of people will be able to participate.
That's fair enough. It's only for the 1%, right?
Yes.
Oh, all right. I guess I can be a little less greedy. Okay, and so then you have the maximum number of people who can win.
Yes. Here, by default, there is no limitation. So if a lot of people take your challenge, if all the people who will win the challenge will be will split the prize pool. But you can choose to end the challenge when a few people will succeed.
Yes.
So you can create a challenge for only the first people to win.
Right, okay, got it. So, like, if I wanted to make sure that I was going to only have a couple of people who win, then I would maybe say I want like 30 people to participate, but I would make this maybe like only one day to complete the challenge.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, that's pretty good. And then this is oh, okay, so this is how many days before the challenge actually starts, right?
Yes. When you create a challenge, you can choose to postpone.
Yes, postpone.
Postpone
Yes.
the appearance
right.
of the challenge. You can create a challenge. It will not be available and visible for the community, but it will appear after this period.
So it's kind of like a little surprise challenge.
Yes,
one
it
of
can
these
be
days.
a surprise. Or it can be very helpful for people who want to create a lot of challenge before and make them start at some time.
Oh yeah.
So it's an advanced feature. So by default, when you create a challenge, it's visible as soon as you create it.
Sure. Now let me ask you, when this is dealing with days, this is from the time that you actually submit the challenge, yes? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. And then you have, let's go ahead and start this in like 5 days. It would be in the middle of next week. And then you have the option if you want to make it a private challenge.
Yes.
Yes.
When you, by default, when you create a community challenge, it will be visible for everybody.
Right.
But you can choose to only provide a challenge for a small group of people or a specific group of people. So when you will create a challenge, you will have a link. A link that can work in your internet browser.
Right.
And this link, you can share it where you want. So if you have some friends on a social network or some friend on a forum, you can link them your community challenge, and only the people with the link will be able to see the challenge and participate to this challenge.
Nice. That's really great. Does it work from this server? I don't think it does. I think it only works on the beta server, yeah?
I'm not sure it works on the beta server.
Well, we'll leave it alone for right now, just in case. And then this is what you can do if you don't want to make it a private challenge, but you want to make it just accessible to certain people. Yes.
So if you select, you can choose to have your community challenge to be restricted to your guild, and only the people in your guild will be able to take it.
Right on. I know a lot of guild leaders are going to be excited about using something like this.
We've seen people that want to create a challenge to test the new members for their guild. So that could be a way to test your new people.
I like that. That's good. I know that we have a lot of guild members and guild leaders out there who love to do regular challenges like this for their entire guilds
Yes.
to try to encourage people to do things that maybe the guild needs. So,
Yes.
like if somebody's really needs like a whole lot of gobble wool,
Maybe
then
yes.
they might put out a challenge
Challenge.
like this to encourage people
Or to do it. Yes.
yeah.
We've seen people who want to create some sort of a mentorship
Yes.
for some players.
Ah, yes.
So with this system, they will be able to create tasks and objectives for new players.
Mhm.
So it can be a way to guide people in some direction and to help them, encourage them to do some content.
That's really wonderful. I think that's going to be a really big improvement for the whole community.
We hope so.
Yeah. Okay, and this one is it's worn.
Yes, this is an option to
Yes.
when you create a community challenge, you will be able to choose if you want to be
Notified?
to receive notified
Yes.
when the challenge when somebody complete the challenge. So we have this option because you can create a challenge for hundreds or thousands of people. So you might want for specifically for each challenge choose
Yes.
which one you will be notified of the success.
Sure, that makes sense. And then we have a couple of
Yeah.
we have the different ways you
The
can.
interesting part.
Yes, exactly.
The constraints.
Yes.
So this is a place where you can add new difficulties to your challenge. So you have a max of 5 difficulties you can add. So you just have to click to the type of difficulty you want to add. You can, if you want, you can make a challenge without any more constraints. So
So just, if I wanted to make sure that somebody just beat the Royal Gobble, that's it. Then it's
Yes.
just like this. But if I want to make sure that you have to be like level 40.
Here you can put a maximum level. So this constraint is very useful if you want to provide a community challenge for low level characters, for example, and you don't want that high level characters completely crush your prize pool, for example.
A valid fear. Yes, very valid. And is there a minimum level also?
I don't think so.
I don't think so, yes. That's good, because that way even a level 1 can try.
Well, yeah, why not? Because you have to pay the cost.
That's right. Okay, so let's see, we've also got idols and idol score, of course, so you
Yes.
can decide if you want.
You can choose a specific idol, of up to 6 specific idol.
Yeah.
But you can also choose to put a score to. So you can let the people choose which idols they want to use. So that's the way you want to create your challenge.
I like it. I can think of some really devilish ways
Yes.
that you could use this.
But there is a specific thing here. You have to choose between choosing idols or choosing a score. You can have both for a
see.
technical constraint here.
That does sort of make sense, and it would be even more evil.
Yes,
to,
yes. That's part of the problem.
Right.
Because you can force people to choose from idols that can't bring enough score for the score you ask for. So
right.
it can be very complicated. So we choose to not allow to use the buff constraint.
That's probably fair. That's fair, I think. And then you've also got a maximum number of turns, maximum number of characters, minimum number of characters.
Because we have some content in the game which can be more difficult the more character you have.
Right.
In some dungeons, because you have more monsters. When you have more characters, it can be sometimes way more difficult. So we choose to use this constraint because a lot of players are requesting an incentive to make dungeon the old school way with 8
big
characters,
teams
with big teams. I want to play for 8 hours in the same dungeon. So
The good old days.
let's go the good old days.
I like that. I like that. I think I'll make a couple of those. And then we've got forbidden classes. This one is really interesting, I think.
Yes. If you want very specific challenge, you can choose up to 3 classes to forbid.
Yes.
So you just have to use the name of the classes, and it will add to the game.
Exactly. So,
Yes,
for
so
example, if I think Yops are
Yop,
OP,
yes.
are you looking forward to the number of people who are going to try to prove that certain classes are OP using the system?
It could be interesting to look at the statistics, and I think that maybe some player will try to prove something with this system.
Yes, I think so.
So
Yeah, it could be really cool. And then you've also got required classes, of course.
yes, and you can combine both.
That's really
So
cool.
you can have you can mix forbidden classes and required classes.
So yeah, we're
it works
gonna...
the same way. You can type.
The ultimate difficulty. And then you've got the minimum number of
Yes.
monsters.
So this one is useful in combat outside of dungeons, because this functionality must work outside of dungeon on classical monsters, but outside of dungeon, the size of group monsters don't vary with the number of characters fighting the monsters. So we put this constraint because you can ask player to fight, for example, a classic gobble, but in a group of 8 monsters. For example.
That might be kind of difficult to find, actually, now that I think about it. I don't think I've seen a group of just 8 gobbles in quite
So
some time.
we are not requiring here to 8 gobbles, but 8 monsters. So the size has to be 8 monsters.
I see. That's a little more reasonable. All right. Well, I think that's pretty much all that we.
We have some other constraint at the beginning.
We missed the challenges. Yes.
The combat challenges.
That's right. The combat challenges.
So you can choose a combat challenges from the list.
So let's see, zombie. Let's do zombie.
Yes.
That's a classic.
That's a classic.
Maybe not making a royal gobble all that difficult. And as I understand it, this does not mean that every time you face the royal gobble, when you accept a challenge like this, zombie will be in the list of the challenges.
You will have the classical challenges. This is just a rule you have to respect.
Right. So it's just like doing an achievement challenge.
Yes, it's the same system. So we understand that it will be quite difficult sometimes to follow if you have succeed or failed in the combat. We are aware of this problem. We have no really good solution right now, so you will have to be very focused during your combat.
Yeah, that's good though. Focus is always good. That's how you learn. And I think we got all the rest of them.
Yes.
I think we just missed the challenges.
Yes.
All right. So I just wanted to show you. I made a little challenge here for the Moo Wolf, and it's for my guild on this particular server, and that's how it looks when you've made a challenge. And this is how the list of challenges looks. And this is very interesting because it can be sorted by all of these fields, right?
Yes. Oh, we have a little bug, I think.
Oh. Whoops.
That's a work in progress.
We're still working on it.
Yes.
We still got some beta time left.
Yes, maybe you can switch from tabs.
Okay, let's try it.
Maybe it will fix.
Okay.
It's magical.
Wah!
This part is not magical.
Not so magical, no. But you can see there's already a bunch of different challenges that you could choose from here, and they've got little mouse overs that you can see exactly what's required to accept the challenge, as well as their prizes and their cost.
Yes.
So it should make it easy to find stuff.
And you can search for specific monsters or specific constraints. So if you only want challenges on the blue snapper, you can just type blue snapper and see all the challenges.
Nice.
With these monsters.
Let's take a look really quick at the chat and see if anybody's had any questions about the community challenges. ReadyDV asks, can you choose your own challenge? If
Uh,
you make a challenge, can you complete the challenge?
um, that's a good, I don't think so, but
Well, let's just take a look here.
it could be interesting. I understand what is behind the question.
Yeah.
So some people may want to create objective for them or to prove something to people. Maybe.
Yeah.
I think it's forbidden right now, but perhaps we should reconsider it, because there is no real way to cheat with the system, because the money is provided by the player.
By the player, yes.
Um,
I guess that, yeah, I can see right now that like my Moo Wolf challenge isn't here in the list, so it looks like you can't see your own challenges to accept them, so it's a restriction for sure. Let's see if we've got anybody else. Da, 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 da. Oh, we've got a lot of questions about the Inky recipe. I think we'll ask about that later. The Inky cape.
Ah, okay.
Yes. But I think we'll look at that a little bit later. Da 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 da. Mostly just comments. Yeah, Armor 2001 says you can abuse this easily, make it easy so many can join, but the tax can be high, so in the end you gain a lot more than what you lose, which is exactly right. Yeah. And da da. Nope, it looks like there's not a whole lot of challenges about that. I'm just gonna do.
Everybody understood.
Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, so next up, I believe we have the new alignment quests.
Yes.
And we've got levels 80 through 90 that are available now. And they're available for both alignments.
Yes. 10 quests for each.
Yeah, pretty nice. Is there a favorite quest that you have out of all of the alignment quests that have been added in this particular update?
I can't say. To be honest, I don't have played them. I don't have worked on them. It's another game designer who worked on this quest, and it hasn't spoiled me. So I don't. I have to do them.
I think we had a question about the new quests that was asked in the previous one, which was adding a new achievement for completing all of the alignment quests. Is there any chance of that?
Yes, for sure.
Yeah.
When we have some achievements with a quantity of things to do, when we add new things to do, there is no reason to not create new objectives, higher objectives, when you can go far higher in the counters.
Yeah.
So yes, we'll add some a new achievement. We don't know what reward we'll use. It can be maybe a title, a name title,
yes.
title, or ornament.
Yes, an ornament.
Ornament.
Yes.
Okay. We don't know right now, but we will work on it.
That's really cool. I know that a lot of people have been wondering about what will happen to the alignment wings. Is there any preview of what might happen there?
Our plan on the wings is to move the system based on the honor point.
Yes.
For us, the system is broken. There is no future for this system for us. So our plan is to move the wings, the alliance wings, on an ornament systems based on the rewards for the quest.
Right.
So you will have to do the quest to show it with some ornaments. So that's our plan, to transition from the old system to this new one.
Cool. So does this mean that the days of one-on-one aggression are nearly at an end?
we are okay with the fact that people like to do one and one. We don't want to kill one and one for the pleasure to kill one and one versus one. But we don't want to contribute much on a system that is very difficult to balance, or a system that can be cheated. That's the problem we have right now with the honor point system. There is so many ways to find problems and to cheat with this system. So we don't want to have good content or functionalities upon a system that which doesn't work. So I think we will move away from this system.
Any ideas about what kind of rewards or ornaments or sort of things people could look forward to for a 1v1 system in the future? Is there any plans to like keep any kind of like ranking or visual symbol that you are really good
At one and
at
one,
beating other people?
we would like to be able to provide something cool, but for now that's very complicated to create a system that can be cheated when you can choose your enemy.
Yes.
So I know that a lot of people are asking for one-in-one Colosseum.
Yes.
But for now we are focusing on the inter-server Colosseum.
Yes.
And we don't want to create a multiple way to play Colosseum, because each time you add a new way to play the Colosseum, you are dividing the community.
Yes.
And you are dividing the pool of players connecting at the same time and available for the combats.
Yeah.
So we are focusing on 3 versus 3 because we want to be able to provide at least one mod that really works. And if we have enough players with the Inter-Server Colosseum, maybe we will reconsider the possibility to make other mods. But we are far from this point right now.
I think it's a good idea too, because we still have a lot of unknowns about the Inter-Server Coliseum. We're moving to a new ranking system, and so there's still a lot to be answered about how that's going to play out. But we're hoping for the best, of course.
Yes.
Yeah. All right, let's see. Oh, this is also a very cool feature that we're going to look at next. The quick messages in combat.
Yes.
I really like this feature because I think it's going to be especially helpful for the international community.
Yes.
Because if I understand it correctly, we'll just do a little demo here. Let's see if I can fight these guys. Yeah. So I don't have any teammates to see these messages, but I can still use them. Yes. So the basic idea of these quick messages is that whenever you alt-click on just about anything in your spell bar here or in your fight interface, you can very quickly and easily send a little message to your teammates. So like, for example, we have here, I've got my Thunderous Word level 6, it's available.
Yes. So you can share your cooldowns on spells, so you can tell to your team that your Wrath will be available next time.
That's important information.
That's
very important information. You can also share things like your health points, which is super useful, your AP, Mega AP, and MP.
Yes.
And once these little peewees attack me, I'm just going to pass my turn here. I should have... yes, I can share...
You can share the effects on your characters. Yeah.
Exactly. So the nice thing about this feature, as I understand it, is that when you send a message, it will be interpreted by the language that the other players' clients are in.
Translated for everybody.
Yes.
And you can tell your mates if you have the line of sight on something. So if you select a spell, and you try to send it at some place you can't, you can tell it to your
that is very useful. That is really useful.
You can say a lot of things with this. Your mates can understand that they need to move somewhere, they have something to do, and it's a way for us to make combat maybe faster, because you you don't need to type everything,
Right, right.
and it can improve the quality of tactics in combats because you can share many more information, and we know that a lot of players in DOFUS don't use vocal systems,
Yes.
so for them it will be, I think, very useful. So it's not an incredible system, but it's a quality of life system.
I think it's a big improvement.
Yeah.
Now, I know that people have asked before about the possibility of a vocal chat in DOFUS.
Yes,
Is
but
that happening anytime soon?
now we are sorry. We would like to provide the system, but there is an enormous quantity of work to do something very viable, good.
Yes.
And it's very difficult for us to make something close to the existing vocal system like TeamSpeak, Skype,
Yes, yes.
and Mumble, and this
It's a
type
bit
of
of a
software. So
yeah.
they are so good in their field that the risk for us is to provide something very far away from a quality point. So we are focusing on what we are good at, making a video game at the time.
That's fair. I mean, there's no need to reinvent the wheel, as
Yes,
it were.
so-
Yeah.
so- We are-
But would you guys ever consider the possibility of working with a third-party company to integrate something into DOFUS
w-
one day in the
in
future?
the past, we've made
Yes.
some research and discussion about it, but it was complicated because the technology we use and the targeting specification we had don't allow to have a very stressing
Stress resistant.
yes
Yeah.
systems. DOFUS is a game that you can play on very low spec computers,
Right.
and if we add in-game voice, the minimum specification
Goes way up.
goes way up,
Yeah.
so there is a lot of problem.
Yeah, I understand. This, by the way, gives us a chance to talk about another new feature,
The sharing
Yeah,
system.
the sharing system.
So I'm not sure it will work in because we are on our local version,
Yes.
so it's a development version.
Yes.
But when you click on this button, you will just take a screenshot of your screen, and you will have a link. A link you can put in your in-game channels if you want to share your screen with your friends
Nice.
in-game. But this link work in a internet browser, and it can help you to share on forums very easily.
Yeah.
You don't have to upload it at some
Right.
point. You just click share. You have a link. You post it everywhere, and it works.
Nice.
And the nice little bonus feature is that on this page we create with the link and the image, you can easily share it on Facebook or Twitter
Wow.
if you are logged in on your browser.
Oh, that's
so
nice.
we are not requesting you to link your DOFUS account with your Facebook account or Twitter
Sure,
account.
sure, sure.
This is not about it.
Good.
If you use Twitter and Facebook often in your browser, it will be just one button to click and to publish it
That's really awesome.
for all the social guys and girls.
No, it's good. I could totally see this being useful, especially during like live streams. If you want to, like, if you're a Twitch user and you want to very quickly like post a promo showing what you're doing in your stream, you could very easily just like click that button and then share it to your
Yes.
Twitter and announce what you're doing to
Yeah.
everyone. That's
And
really
I
good.
have a special announcement for this because right now it only works on the combats
Yes.
and screen, but we really want to make this feature available for the screenshot in-game screenshot
Oh,
system.
right.
So I can't make any promise right now because we are working on it. We have to be sure to be able to deal with a lot amount of screenshots
Yes.
being made, but that's a goal for us to be able to share any type of screenshot very easily.
That's fantastic. Wow. Oh, we're finally joining the future, right? All right, so let's have a look also at another social feature that we're adding into the game this time. Guild messages.
Yes, can we spell it? The MOTD?
Yeah, that's right, the MOTD. That's right.
Sort of MOTD.
Yes, exactly. Now, this particular feature is very near and dear to my heart.
Yes, I remember a few years ago we
Yeah.
were already talking about the
Mm.
need of this feature.
Oh, yeah.
So we know that we took an enormous amount of time to came with this feature. So at this point it's a simple feature, but it has so much potential.
I agree.
The potential is where the limit of the potential is where the player put
Yes.
it. You can use to make joke. You can use to organize your guild. You can use to schedule sometimes. So many things. It can be an announcement message for somebody.
Yeah.
There is no limit to it.
I really like the fact that it's about your guild's culture.
Yes,
It's
exactly.
about
For me, that's a way to modify some part of the game for
Yeah.
you, and this is your place. So you can put what you want. Be yourself.
There are some guild leaders out there I know who are a little concerned that some of their members are going to be themselves a little too much.
Yes. We understand the concern. We don't have a guild right
Yes.
to manage this because for us the current guild right system is not very good for you, the players. We know it, and it's not very good for us, the developers, because it's quite a little nightmare to modify. It's a very old system, and we have a lot of work to rework on this. So we try to add new guild rights only when we don't have the choice.
Right.
So for this feature, we wanted to release it soon because
Yes.
we have waited so much time,
Yes.
and we have a discussion internally about could we provide this type of functionality without a guild right, and we think that you can destroy a guild with it. You can create very bad things with this. We had the name and the time of the last people who have modified
Yes.
the
Yes.
message, so you can be able to deal with some people changing it in a bad way. And for us, a guild is a social.
It's a social creature.
It's a social creature.
Yeah.
You have to choose the people you invite in your guild, and we want people to create guild around affinities, personal affinities.
Yes.
So if you have a lot of problems with people modifying in the wrong way the system, perhaps you have to ask yourself, am I in the right guild? Are we recruiting the right people? Are we teaching? Are we dealing the right way with people?
Right.
So in the end, we would prefer to provide a right for this, but that's too much work right now. So we choose some sort of compromise, and I think it's better to have this functionality with this compromise than don't have it.
I agree. Would you consider the possibility, maybe not with this update because I think it might be too late, but in perhaps one of the future updates for this year, making it possible for a leader to turn off the messages completely?
It will require
a guild
right.
right?
It may be complicated. I hope that it will motivate us more and more to find a solution for the right system, because when we will be able to rework the entire right system, we will I hope have no limit to what we can do with rights.
Tot speed the day.
Yes.
Yes, I know a lot of people are looking forward to the day when they can have custom guild ranks, and that will have custom rights and all kinds of other wonderful things. So, yeah.
But that's a complicated task, because we have to develop it, we have to create it, but we we need to work on the transition between this system and a new system
Right.
without breaking
Everything.
everything. And it's not only a problem about bugs.
Right.
It's a problem about how can we change the system and transferring the rights in a new and a different system, but without destroying the hierarchy
Yes.
of the guild.
That's fair.
There is a big change here.
Let's see. Let's just take a look at the chat and see if there's any questions that we have missed about the features that we've already covered. Okay, let's see. We've got a couple of questions, belated questions about the community challenges. Ku e kenyot. Sorry for my French, by the way, French
okay,
listeners.
That's perfect.
Yay! I win. The cost that's cost and prize basically. The cost is how much it costs to participate, and the prize is how much the person who creates the challenge is putting in for
reward.
The reward, exactly. Let's see what else we got here. Oh yeah, this person. Well, I think I'll save that one for the Q&A at the end. How much time have we got left? Oh my gosh, we gotta hurry. Okay, so another system that is gonna just, I think, change everybody's world in DOFUS and going to blow the minds of the people who haven't seen it yet is the new ability to instantly and easily forget spell levels. So you can see right here that, like, if I want to go back to level 2 on this system, I can just click that and I'm level 2.
And you get back your points.
And I get my points back. Boom! Boom! System, the game has been changed, ladies and gentlemen. This is enormous.
Yes.
No more Odomai Island. No more potions of forgetfulness. Just go in here and just click.
Yes,
Boom.
we met a lot of new players. We didn't want to take the risk to choose a Sir, and they didn't spend the points because they didn't really understood was the way they want to choose.
Right.
And a lot of people made mistakes, and it was difficult for new players to forget spell levels. So they were beginning the game with a constraint,
right?
Unwanted constraints. So we decided to easily provide a system to test yourself every spells you want, and to change configurations between combats. You can change this in combat. Of course. Of course.
When you're in the combat, you can't change the spell.
But outside combat, you can do what you want. So we know that for the elite players who have all the spells at level 6, it doesn't bring anything for them. But for the vast majority of players, we think that's an improvement and an incentive.
Yes.
Incentive
Yes.
to test other things and new spells, and maybe adapt their spells for some combat or specific bows.
I think that I have to say that, like, everyone has loved this change. Like, usually you get some people who are like, oh no, this doesn't work for me for this reason and that reason. I think everyone across the board is like, oh, thank you. Maybe people who were like running people through Odomai dungeons for money. Yes. I think that those people, but you shouldn't be doing that. No, it's okay. You could do that. It's okay. You can do it. It's okay. But yeah.
That's for the benefit of the whole community.
Yes.
We are doing it.
Does anybody have any questions about that one? Yeah. There's one of our people who already have all spells level 6. Okay. Congratulations.
But
bravo, you win.
You can you already have a system to transform spell points in
to call us tokens, right?
Yes.
So yeah, you could use
this functionality remains available.
Yeah, that's a good one. Let's see. I think we have a couple of other questions about that. Do you think that it's problematic that this system exists for the island of Automai? Do you think that we're going to see a reduction in the number of people who run the Automai dungeons, or
Perhaps I think the most efficient way to downgrade your spells before this change, or well, maybe to fight the doppel,
yes, the doppels,
the
yes.
doppels. So well, maybe we will have some reduction of activity in some fields, but that's for the best. That's
Yes.
for the we are okay with a reduction of activity in some systems when at the end the result is better for everybody. And that's our task, to find something else, maybe to to add new goals to the content.
Well, I mean, we'll always have people who are going to try to defeat the giant Kralov.
Yes. Sure.
Let's see here. All right, so we've got also the Forge Magic changes, the
Yes.
Smith Maging changes, where you've simplified how the Vitality runes work, right?
Yes, we improve the amount of life on these runes you can have when you want to modify your items. The specific part is quite complicated to explain for me in English, but I have a good news. We have seen a lot of discussion on the forum about this change.
Oh, yes.
We know that a lot of players are not really happy about some consequences of these changes, and we are working right now on a modification that will allow you to move vitality higher when you use
the runes.
The runes.
Right.
So the only real drawback will be transformed in a bonus, in an advantage in some days.
Nice.
So
nice.
it will be a change in the next update.
Ah, okay.
So, the change will be deployed on the beta server at the beginning of the next week.
Oh, okay, that's really cool. That's good.
So we can summarize it, but it will be easier to modify the vitality, the life on objects.
I think a lot of people will be happy about that.
Yes.
Because vitality often drops off very quickly when you're forge maging something. All right, let's see. Oh, we got a little bit up to the Ini revamp. I showed a little bit of combat here with our Pee-wee friends. And we already talked about the Ini revamp on a live stream with Briss. So if you haven't seen that already and you still have questions about the Ini revamp, please go back and have a look, because it's very informative and in-depth. I think that we covered just about everything as far as the spells go. But I think that we had a couple of questions about the Ini revamp on Imps Village. Let me have a look here.
I'm not sure to be able to answer all the questions, because I'm not personally myself working on this Ini revamp. We got question about what will change in the next few days. I can't talk it about right now. You just have to be a little bit patient. We will not make a big change to the Enerisa, because we are okay with the global gameplay, about the new global gameplay. But we will do some tweaking, balancing. We'll change some numbers, and I think at the beginning of the next week we will deploy some changes on the beta server.
Yes.
So be patient.
I know in particular there was a question about the new critical hit on revitalizing word.
That's a bug.
It's a bug.
It's on a mistake.
Okay.
We will change things.
That's good. That's good. Okay, so thanks for that question, excessively Ave. It's a bug. Don't worry. And let's see here. We've also got another question about changing the damage from the Ini's intelligence spells. Will you change it back?
No, we will not change it back to what it was, because if we changed it, it was because we realized it was too powerful. But maybe if we change it too far, we can go back at some
A
point.
little bit, yeah.
I can't tell right now because we are testing it. We are modifying it. We are testing some changes. So I can provide a strict answer about what will be changed.
Yeah, that's understandable. So we'll just keep watching it as the
Yes.
beta goes on, and we'll see. Okay, let's see here. What else have we got? Oh yes, we've got some new spell animations on a couple of classes.
Yes.
I have seen some of them, and they are really beautiful. And we actually have some questions about this. One player in particular, Tailshorn's Halo from Rushu, wanted to know if all of the classes will have their own god in their animations eventually.
Yes, we really love to for us that's a good way to show some sort of background in the game, because you can't meet the gods easily in DOFUS, but with a spell it's a way to
Bring them.
yeah, to bring
Yeah.
shortly and
Yeah.
in a specific way, but that's something that we are really interested in.
Mm.
And it took us a lot of time to do the Xero work. It took us a month of work for our main animator working on this part. But we really like the end result, and we've seen that the community really liked what we did. Sometimes it's complicated to raise the bar after each class. We've got a lot of inspiration for the Xelor
Yes.
classes, so we did it, but we want to improve all the animations. You have to be patient because it will take long time, but
Yes.
but
We're 16 classes now,
yes,
so.
yes.
And do you know if it's going to be possible? Do you think it will be possible if there will be a divine dimension for all of the classes one day?
I hope so, because because it could be it can be cool. When we have released the dimension, we released the first year of 3 dimensions, because it was a new concept. Right now, we've heard the feedback from players who wanted more classical content,
Yes.
because the divine dimension is a very specific content with specific
Yes.
mechanics, and some players want different things, and we agree with this. That's why this year we will have a new expansion,
Yes.
and it will be more classical, more closed from the classical dungeons, but we have some new things to make it very different in some way, but we will not have wave of monsters
Right.
and things that you can find in divine dimension and in divine dimensions.
Yeah.
Sorry,
That's okay.
I've lost the question.
So probably not another divine dimension this year.
No.
No.
I can tell you
Yeah.
this is not planned. Maybe in the next year, why not? But more sporadically.
Sporadically, yes.
Sporadically.
Yes.
But we have released one this year, and that's
Yeah.
enough for us. We want to make different things and test other things.
That's really cool. Did you? I didn't get to see if you talked a lot about where the next classic expansion will be.
That will be a surprise, but I can say to
Oh.
players that there is some hints in the game right now about where it could happen. So if you are exploring the game, maybe you can find some hints about it. But I can reveal much.
Get out your magnifying glasses, people. Read every single NPC dialogue.
And check all the maps.
Yes. You hear that? That's a clue. It's a clue. Let's see if we have any questions on. Nope, no questions there. Okay, what have we got left? Ah, yes, just questions actually. So, if there's anybody else who's got more questions, I've got another one here. Ah, yes. The category small river fish used to spawn the April Fools, the Poissons d'Avril, the Erdinac. Where can we find these monsters now? Where can we find these little fishies now? Do you happen to know?
I don't know. I don't know. As far as I remember, you could only find the specific fish in the April Falls period,
Yes.
and it
During the week of April
yes,
Fools, I think.
and it wasn't available this year.
I'm not sure, actually. I
Yes.
don't know if it was available
That's
or
a
not.
good question. I have to find the answer and
We'll see if we can follow up on that.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. All right, I'm making a note.
I'm taking a note.
Ha ha ha
about the
ha!
arena.
We will try to find out for you. Ha ha! Social media. All right, are there any questions in the Twitch chat for us? Da, 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 da. People are already speculating about where the clues to the next expansion might be.
It's a very big clue.
Yes. Let's see here.
This clue takes half the map. I think.
I think that I saw somebody posting about that particular clue.
Yes.
Yes.
But it may be a diversion.
Yes, that's true.
We don't know.
We're not saying, we're not confirming or denying anything at
Yes.
this point. Okay, let's see here. Does anybody have any other questions about update 2.34? Question about guild server transfers. Do you have any information about that?
This is not planned right now. This is a little bit complex to do, and there is not a lot of demand for this this service, for this type of service, because we have far less guilds than players.
Right.
So
Right.
the balance of work to do it and the amount of people interested in it is not very interesting right now. But maybe one day.
Yeah.
I don't like to say this because
Of course, yeah. It's always always difficult because you never want to say like no, never.
no,
It's not possible.
because
Never, never.
everything can change.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
when you have a game with 12 years of existence,
Yeah.
you have to to think about so many things can change and have changed
Yes.
in 12 years. So
That's really true.
I don't like to say no, this will never happen.
Yeah.
Sometimes I want to say it because there are things that I don't want to see them in the game, but so many things can change.
That's really true. I mean, I can think of several things right off the top of my head that we said will probably never happen and have
They
happened.
happened.
It's been an interesting ride. Let's see. Anybody else got any questions about? Oh, questions about the markets. Is there any chance in the future that you think that we will have an inter-server marketplace like we have the upcoming inter-server Coliseum?
We are not working on it. I'm not sure about the real benefits of it. I can understand that some players have difficulties to find on the server some specific things, resources of items.
It's quite a problem on some of the international servers.
Yes, but there is a lot of work to connect things. So this is not because we have done we will done the inter-server Colosseum that it's a way to make some progress on the concept of inter-server connection,
Mm.
but that doesn't simplify everything
Sure, sure.
for this.
And the Inter-Server Coliseum has already been a
Yes.
very big
Yes,
project.
that's
It's-
years of work for us, and
yes.
we discover many new difficulties during the development. We are facing a lot of technical difficulties, but we are progressing.
Mm.
We know that it's very long for us to wait for this,
Mm-hmm.
and we are quite happy that players remain patient. Thank you for this one, and we can assure you that we're very focused
Mm.
on this system, and this is not because we are quite that we don't work
Yes.
on it, but we try to not communicate about it when we really don't have something new or important to say.
Yes.
But in each beta version,
Mm.
we try to activate the Colosseum system to add new improvement to it. So I think we can begin to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Well, now there's 2 beta servers, so we're actually
Yes.
testing the inter-server part of the
Yes.
inter-server Coliseum. So yeah, I think things are
We are making progress.
yes. It's been a long climb up that hill. Oh my gosh. All right, let's see here. If there's any other questions that we've got, let me check Twitter one more time. Ah, yes. Are there any plans to change or update the ways that players can access Grazilla and Grasmera in the future on Volcania? That was from DOFUS. Thanks for the
Yes.
question.
We don't have something planned this year. I'm sorry. We know that on some servers it's difficult to grab enough players, but it's complicated for us to change the system without losing the way it's intended to work. The main concept is here to grab players.
Yes.
So we will have to change and to completely remove this concept if we want to fix the problem for the people who are not enough.
If you don't mind, can I pitch you an idea that some of the international players have considered?
Well, yes, let's go.
Would it be a possibility to make it so you could unlock the rooms one at a time? For example, you have the room for the experts. Like, if you could unlock that room, and then it would stay unlocked, and then you could unlock the one for the amateurs, and then it would stay unlocked, and then the one for the tourists, and then it would stay unlocked. So that way you would need to gather, I think, 16 players that all have the correct characteristics and equipment at a time, but you could do them individually.
Maybe that's a solution we should investigate, but in some way it's a way to avoid the main system, because the concept of this was you have to grab this number of players. So if we reduce it, we are reducing the challenge behind it. So for me, the main problem is about why we don't have enough players on these servers, or why it is difficult to motivate people. So maybe with more interesting rewards, we will motivate more players, and maybe we have to, of course, we have to work on bringing more new players to the servers. So I can't spoil many things, but that's a concern for us to bring new blood to the game, new players, and we have big plan for this, for bringing new players and to improve the gameplay for all the people we sometimes feel a little bit alone. So we can't make any promise, because it's very difficult to be sure to have an attractive game for new players. But we are working a lot, as you can see on each update, to improve the game for the beginners, to make quality of life changes, to improve the number of players who try the game
Mm.
and understand how to play it and remain in the game. So
Yeah.
we have this in mind, and we have a lot to do to improve this and to be more known worldwide.
Yes.
But
That's a subject near to my heart,
yes,
as you can guess.
but I think the core of the problem, the root of the problem,
Mm.
remains here in our ability to bring more players on these servers.
I completely agree. Yeah. Well, I'm glad to hear that you guys are thinking about it, because I know all of us are thinking about it all the time, and I'm glad that we're not alone.
That's a very big mountain to climb, but
Yeah.
we are aware that we have to climb this mountain.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Have we got any other? Okay, this is a little bit of a troll, but
Yes, we
I get the question all the time.
Even the French people are saying the same thing. So, and I can say that I've seen these things
Mm.
since 12 years.
Yeah.
12
Yeah.
years ago, people
Yeah.
already told the game is dying, the community is dying. And,
Oh no.
you've killed my class of players.
I meant more the one about what your favorite class is, but actually, an attendant to that, I always say this when people tell me that Dofus is dying. I say, someday you'll be right. Someday,
Of course.
there's
but
no question about it. Everything comes to an end.
Yes, but right now we are working on it, and we are providing new content, new updates.
Mhm.
We try to do our best to improve the game, and we are not reducing the amount of work and resources we are putting
That's right.
in this game.
Yes.
We believe in this game. It's a big project.
Mhm.
We all love this project, and we are working hard to continue to improve it. And I think we have a lot of years to of work to do and to share with you.
I agree. To us, Dofus is definitely not dead. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, sure, we're biased, but hey. No, I was going to ask you more like your favorite class. Do you have an answer for this one?
It's complicated.
I'm sure
because,
you also have had this question for 12 years.
and it can change with some class updates. So
course.
recently, the class I prefer is the Xelor class.
Nice.
Because there is so much deepness,
Yes.
deepness in the gameplay.
Mhm.
So many things to learn and to improve. I really like all the possibility you have. You can really surprise your enemies, and I really like this class. But lot of class. I played a lot Sacria character in Colosseum,
Nice.
and the new Sadida. I really like the
Mhm.
new gameplay,
Oh, yeah.
and the new Enirisa is very interesting.
I agree.
Yeah.
I've played around with it a bit myself, and I think it is also
It's
very
far more interesting than before.
Oh, yeah.
So
Way.
many more possibilities.
I completely agree. By the way, since you mentioned the magic word, Sacrier, can you tell us anything about the possibility of updates for the Sacrier or the Osamotus?
I can't say much about it because we are in a state where we are trying different things, opportunities. We are in a research and development phases. We were working and thinking about the Osamodas, the Sacrier, and the Enripsa
Yes.
class, and we find a good solution and good changes for the Enripsa. So we decided to go to work on the Enripsa first, and we don't put a deadline and say we have to find absolutely something at this time and release it, because we can't work like this on classes. When we want to provide a big change, a big upgrade to a class, before we need to find a new gameplay.
Right.
So working on a class like Sacrier is like reinventing a new class,
Right.
but with lots of more constraints, because we have a lot of players who maybe like some spells, some gameplay on the Sacrier. So we have to find new things, but without changing everything. So that's very complicated to maintain something close from the original ID and new enough to bring a solid things for the future.
Right on. Yeah, you got to keep what's good and change what's bad, but without
Yes,
yeah
making
upsetting
something
it for
consistent.
too much. Yes.
And we really understand that we are way too slow on balancing classes and this changing. We know that player would like to have a lot more changes, but some players don't like changes. So that's a
It's
very
true,
complicated subject, because even when we are happy with the changes we want to bring, we know that an important amount of players will not like it, because they preferred the old spells, the old class, and sometimes there is no solution to this problem, because when you change something, you will always have people who prefer the old things, and it's not the question about doing your best. When you change things, you divide the community.
It's true. Yes.
So it's very complicated to make. I don't know how to spell it, but to find the new ways to make the vast majority of the community happy when we talk about balancing, because it's very all people have their own feelings about how they want to play it, what do they like in the. It's far more complicated than just changing the spell system and deciding that yes, it will be free to change and everybody is happy.
Yes, if only all class changes could be as simple as that.
Yes.
Well, I know that everybody is hoping that the choices that are made for the Sacrier will be good ones for them, but I know you guys are going to do your best.
We will try.
Yeah. All right, let's see. I think we're just about out of time here, so let's see if we've got one more real good question. Okay, how about this one? What do you think about that? This one right here.
We don't want to have some classes where a must or something absolutely needed in a combat. Our focus is to have a classes that is fun and interesting to play.
Right.
So that's not a problem if the reason you choose a class is not about what is useful or needed in a team.
Right.
For us, that's a bad reason to choose a class. For us, the good reason to choose a class is I like it, the way you can play it. I like the background of the class. I like the visual of the class.
Yeah.
For us, that's a good reason to choose a class. So we are not focusing on this class absolutely must find a specific places in teams. Of course, we have to be sure that each class can play a useful role.
Right.
But for us, if two classes have a common role and can be
interchangeable, yeah.
That's not a problem. That could be a good thing.
Yeah.
Because that means that you can bring either class and you can do the content you want. So for us, I'm sorry, but it's quite obvious. Any rips is a class one of the main healer class. So healing is useful and interesting in combats. So the answer is here. The reason you will have to bring an Erisa is if you want to protect some people, if you need if you want to play with healings in your commands. That's a good and viable.
Yes, a viable,
viable choice.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
You have to take into account that we add new class.
Yes.
Quite often.
Yes.
And of course we will have some collision between roles, and at some point I think
Some overlap.
yeah, some overlap, but that's not a problem. If we provide a new way a different way to play an existing role, that's not a big problem. We try to do best to find new roles or specific things for each class.
Yeah.
But at the end, you always have some overlap.
Of course.
And
Well, I mean, every class has to be able to deal damage for one
yes,
thing,
and
so
I don't know if you remember, but at the beginning of DOFUS, when we only the Eniripsa could heal people.
That's right, I remember that.
And of course they had their role, and everybody wanted to have an Eniripsa, and when you add these classes, you can find a place everywhere. But it was a real pain for people who don't have any Ripsa in their friends or in their group to make some content.
Yes.
And it was very bad for the rest of the community. And I think that's something we fixed by the years by making some overlap on the roles and classes.
Well, I think just about, if I'm not mistaken, just about every class has a way to either heal themselves or protect themselves now, and I think that that's a lot better too. I mean, if my personal opinion means anything.
I share this opinion.
All right, well, I think that's it for tonight. So thank you guys so much for watching us. Thank you again, Lichen, for being here with us tonight.
Thank you too. for
And we hope that you guys are going to really enjoy update 2.34. We put a lot of love into it, and we think that it's going to be a lot of fun for you.
Yes.
So thanks again, and if you have any more questions for us, just go ahead and send them to us on Twitter. We'll always try to answer whatever we can, and or save them for our next live stream, which we'll announce on Twitter and on the forums when it's available. So until then,